Okay, Dean was born in 1961, so that makes him 63 this December. Diane had some friends that came in, and they had some children with them. They started throwing rocks in the backyard, and Dean got hit in the right eye with a stone, so he's basically blind in his right eye. And he's had several operations on it to make it look quite normal. And I think he was 5 years old at that time, and I'd gone to Montana with some friends of mine, the Brashers, and we were up there hunting. And I forget how we got the information got to me, because we were back packed in the mountains in the Bob Marshall Wilderness area. And I remember tracking a grizzly we tracked it for most of a day and never did see him. But we were not far behind him. And there was snow on the ground. And I remember see those big footprints with those big claw prints hanging out in the snow. But they got word to me my mother-in-law, Canetta Austin. I forget how they got in touch with me, because that was before cell phones. Anyway, I jumped on a flight and got home, and Dean was in and had an operation on his eye, and they sewed it back up, but they couldn't save the eyesight. He can see dark and light, but that's about it. And then another time he was out raking leaves in our yard, and he was trying to knock leaves off the tree, and the rake slipped on his thing and hit him in the eye again. So we had to get him in on that. And he's had some problems from growing up with that eye. Dean is one of the smartest people I ever known, and he went to trade school down in Arizona to study heating and air conditioning. He teaches up at the college up in Kaysville, and he's married to his wife Diane. Her maiden name was Cassidy. And they have one son, Michael, and he lives down in Austin, Texas. And he's married to his wife, Sarah, and they have 2 daughters. And then Dwayne, he's living up in Salt Lake right now. And he is not married. He was married to a gal named Chun Lin, and they had a daughter, Jessica. And they're divorced. But Jessica she got tied up in drugs some way, and she ended up overdosing. So she's gone. She died when she was about 19 or 20. So that's been traumatic, because I was looking at pictures of her here last night, and it's still, young life cut short. And Dwayne is he's idling right now and doing some studies. So I don't really know what he works at, because we had a kind of a falling out here several years ago, and I still go visit him. We go to lunch and stuff, but we pretty much stay apart from each other. He's 6'8". He has to duck going underneath the doorways. But he's broke his back skydiving. He was a skydiving instructor. And they come in and did what they call a hook turn. He was coming into the wind, and as he rotated to come around, the wind changed. You got what they call sundowners. When the sun goes down, the winds will change direction. But anyway, he did this hook turn, and he came down from about 90 feet, they said, and landed. He broke his ankles and broke his back. His chute was still there, slowing him down, but it wasn't enough to. When he landed and rolled, but he broke his ankles. But they didn't reset his ankle. One of his ankles, when they put 2 rods in his back. He broke his back pretty much in the middle, and they put these 2 rods in, and they didn't do anything with his ankle, so he still has trouble with that today. They didn't expect him to walk from the injury. They figured he'd be paralyzed from the waist down, but the doctor straightened him up. And then later on operations, they went in and they fused, I think, 2 or 3 of his vertebrae together. And he's doing, he gets along fine now. David is the youngest one. He was born in 1965, so he is 59. Or he'll be 59 in December. He's December the 8th. He's married to Renee Kaiser, and they have 4 children. His oldest son is Jacob, and then Megan, then Kaylee and Lauren. And Lauren will be graduating high school this year, and we're taking her to go to Maui and then on to Kauai in October. David has gone to, he's been to college at BYU, and he graduated from the University of Utah. And he has behind his name, he's got all kinds of letters behind his name that mean something. But David, he worked with, right out of high school, he started working with a Rick Elmore in construction, and they were building really high-end, high-dollar homes down in and around Agora and, down into Malibu. So he learned construction trades too. So he was a good carpenter. He used to, in summer breaks out when he was in college, he used to go down and he was a guide on the Colorado River. And I never did a float down there. Yes, I did do a float with him. We went down the Green River in a group of a couple of rubber rafts and went down through the Green River. And one of the guys that was, when we were going down there, he was trying to impress me or something, but he was turning the boat sideways in the waves. And we flipped, and I lost a nice Tilly hat. It still went on down the river. But I asked them, the guys we went with, two of them were both experienced river guides. And David was with us. And I asked him later on, I says, how many times have you flipped? And he says, that's the first time I've ever flipped a boat in the river. Vicky's family, she has 2 grandchildren. They know me from the time they were born. And so I'm their grandpa, too. And one of them lives in Alexandria, Virginia, and the other one lives down in Phoenix. And he's a insurance agent. And Bailey is a hostess back there. She's graduated from Marymount College, but she's working as a hostess right now.